Right.
That's what the sucker white man do. But what we do? Look, if we going somewhere, what the sucker white man place, and he see us, I have a beer, you know? Hey, look, I have a beer, right? He see, look, he don't want to sip you because he look like a rough and thief. But we not, we just the truth. But what happened there? The sucker white man is clean with shave, everything, and be nice, suit, but there is nothing. Why, fuck that.
They are natural born faggots.
You believe in this white man?
Man, them say it's a spy now.
But okay, so I'm telling you, look, the super white man made this, and that you could believe it. You know, the whole world, people know it. You understand? But this is not. But he's not a white man. He's a black man. But we don't want you to know who is he. That's what it do. See, but you are Israelite, you know why? You are Israelite because you come from outside. You are Benjamin.
We can show
right?
you according to the
Suriname. You from Suriname, right? Okay, you know why? The slavery. Yeah, the slavery. The white man put us in slavery. Okay, so that's why we run away. So we were slaves. There's people there, only there's people there. Judah, Benjamin, Levi was slave. That's why the Most High chooses people. They don't choose nobody, but you have to know who are you. Okay, you are Israelite. You are choose people, but you have to know the Lord is a black man. Why? He said in the Bible, he's a black man. And he's talking about the people that's in the black man in the Bible. Black people in the Bible, yeah, but the white man don't like to tell you. Okay, give me the scripture. Okay, yeah, I will show you.
No, I don't say that it's not like that. I just want to see where it stands in there. Because that I didn't know. I know for myself, couldn't do it.
I tell you,
Because
this
no people that came from that district can be right. You have to be off-white, off the to be a black man.
yeah, so okay. But this book is for us, the Bible, Holy Bible. It's not for everybody in the world, but we need to choose people this year.
And what they got in there, also the New
Yeah,
Testament,
James Persian.
only the Old Testament.
We have them both. We have them both. Because the scriptures say, well, whatsoever was written before
James
time.
Persian.
Yeah, this is what we read. So we read the Old Testament as well as the New. You see, because the word Bible comes from the word Biblios, which means books. It's a collection of Israelite books.
Because
This
every
is from our
chapter
forefathers.
Yeah,
is one book, and that's not the same what they told you here.
Look,
Because
let me
there
tell
are
you
more
something.
like 12 books, and they don't show us all the books.
For the, you know what the white man do is Suriname, he come with the Bible and teach you different. You understand? When you read, you think different because you think for the white man. But no, when we read, oh, he's talking about us. And he's talking about the white man. He's talking about the white man as a devil. He is red man, but he wants to say it's a white man. But no, he's red. But we black, but we brown. Yeah, but he wants to say we black, then he wants to say he white. But he white, he red, right? When he walk in the sun burn him, he's red, right? Okay, and when he pass him in the face, we can see what color it is, red? Okay, and when he was shy or something, he say blush, he can get red, right? That's red, he white, he red. According to the Bible say, that's a red. He born red, look at you. This is the baby, red. But we black. We from Jacob, side, and this is what the white man does.
I have a scripture for you.
Okay, go ahead,
speaking
go
about that we are the Israelites, proving to you. First, I'm going to read verse 15, then I'm going to jump to the next verse. It says, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. This is when Moses spoke to the Israelites, which are our forefathers. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So it's speaking about curses. When we would not obey the God's word, what will happen? The Lord would put curses upon us as a people. Now I'm going to read one of those curses, and you can see that it's speaking about our people. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Now the Lord is telling his people, I'm going to bring you into Egypt again with ships. You know, when the time of Israel, they were in Egypt as captives, as slaves. The word Egypto means slavery. So the Lord is telling, and the Lord shall bring thee into slavery again with ships. But then is the question, who was brought into slavery with ships? That's right, the so-called Negroes. See?
They stole it from Africa and
But
brought it to Europe
also
with
also
ships.
the Native American Indians, as they was brought into slavery too. You see? And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwoman, and no man shall buy you. Who was sold to his enemy for bondman and bondwoman? It was we as a people, showing you that this book is speaking about us. You see, that's why we know, according to the prophecy, that we are the Israelites. That we are no Africans.
Jesus, Muhammad, and Abraham, and every
No,
prophet,
we are not speaking about Muhammad
and
here.
all the prophets are Illuminati.
No, they're
Yes,
not.
they are Illuminati. They are Lucas.
Okay, and what does the word
Kijk,
Illuminati mean?
in the Jew,
What
they
does
say,
the word Illuminati mean?
listen,
What does the word Illuminati mean?
illusion, mind control.
No,
Illusion,
that's
mind
not what
action.
it means. That's not what it
I'm telling you,
means.
that's some good discussion.
Listen.
That's not what it means.
That's what I
don't
love.
The wicked is played.
Listen.
Blonde like a lion.
Kijk, and the Jews, the first for the Jew really exist, there was
But they are not
the
the
Lucas.
Jews. They are Zionists.
No. Kijk, listen. For you got prophets, you got Lucas, seers.
The seers, yeah.
Yes. And what is Jesus? A seer. He is a prophet.
He is the son of the Most High.
He is a
was
prophet. And what's
He was a
Muhammad?
prophet.
He is a prophet. In the Islam is he a prophet? What is he?
He's not a prophet.
He is Illuminati.
Because he was not an Israelite. He was not. You know what? If you do not believe,
Yeah.
bye bye.
You know what the
Bye
scripture
bye.
say?
You know, go smoke some weed, man. Go to the coffee shop right there.
show you.
It's at the right. Ga naar de act of so.
Okay, let
Go
me show you
smoke
what the
some weed.
scripture say. Sure. The scripture said, okay. Okay, no. The scripture said,
See, so the Lord said He would bring His people into Egypt again with ships. That's the transatlantic slave trade. That's speaking about us, you know. That's how we know that we are the people of people.
oh, sorry. Okay, go on, okay, look at that. Okay, now, what does scripture say? Proverbs chapter 28, verse 1. The wicked flee when no man person. You understand? When he come, he talk it, but he flee, but he don't have no strength to sit there and talk. He don't do it, but he gone. But the scripture say, the wicked flee when no man person, but the righteous are blood as a lion. We righteous, we speak the truth, so we say like a lion, we gruff, you know? So look at God. He don't know nothing, he just want God back.
This from a historical book called From Babylon to Timbuktu. In West Africa, when they took us, we had great empires there. See, and we had empires greater than we had in Europe.
Before they had chiefs and all those things, we already had that.
Yeah, we already had that. We had gold, we had diamonds, we had all those things.
And you see the black man there, the real kings, the real empresses there. There are lots.
This is from a historian, you know. He digs the history. This is what he says. He says in the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem. If you know that history, Jerusalem was destroyed. In 70 AD, so after Christ, General Vespasian and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state with great slaughter. During the period of the military governors of Palestine, many outrages and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people. During the period from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa, fleeing. So it says, during the period from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa, fleeing from Roman persecution and slavery. The slave markets were full of black Jewish slaves.
Black is
See?
you have to understand.
Man is bringing out his truth.
Of Europe. But the Roman is by the king, so we have to run away because the Roman has power to kill us. So what we do, we went to West Africa and behind here, we live here a long time. But when we come to West Africa, the boat to catch us and go to slavery, they make us stay we come from Africa. But we is not African, but we live in Africa. Okay, like you live here in Holland, but where you from? Suriname, right? The example, that's why we live in Africa. We as an Israelite, we're behind here. So we are not Africa. We are not Africa. According to the Bible, it tells you Africa. You are Africa.
It's a great book to look at. Hebrewism in West Africa. If you can search it up in the
That's why
library.
we study hard.
This man studies so deep, and he's showing you facts that the culture that those tribes had in West Africa were really the practices of the Israelites and the Jews.
This book we saw. See? Yeah.
Hebrewism in West Africa. It's a good
Talking about
know
Ashanti, you know, where the people from Jamaica and stuff. This talk about, but they are Israelites.
Like me, I'm a Maroon from Suriname, but you got Maroon from Africa, you got Maroons from Jamaica, you got Maroons from,
Yeah,
you know?
that's people that's Israelite that were living there. But before that, nobody was living in the Caribbean. No, nobody was living in the Caribbean and South America. But the time when the Lord,
yeah, the Indian tribes live
Only the
there.
Indians.
this,
But like
But
in
the
Suriname,
Indians are our
like my
brothers.
black people are not the owners of Suriname. It's the Indians, the native Indians are the first owners of Suriname.
And you know what's the beautiful thing about that?
They
Those
came.
Indians are Israelites too. How do we know
Indian.
that?
You know
By
why?
studying the history. Because back in the time, the 10 tribes, they were carried away captive. That's why the people in the land, they only call them Jews, which only means the tribe of Judah. But Jacob had 12 sons. Those other tribes, they went to America. That's how the American Indians became in North, Central, and South America. Same thing as the North American Indians, with the feathers on the head. They are Israelites, we are our brothers, man. But we are just from a different tribe. And from the same father, Jacob. See?
so what I will try to tell you.
One bloodline.
Okay, what I will tell you is Suriname, right? In Suriname, people run away in Joko. You know, when he was a slave, when he run away in Joko, right? When he run away in Joko, and the Indian see you, Semenga, he knows your brother. That is your brother here.
Because they were the first.
That's why you
Help
take
us
come
and
with us.
Give us the teaching from how to survive in the book.
Yes,
Because
this
we
is
came
your
in the
brother.
food, but we didn't know how
That's
to
your
survive in the
brother.
food.
That's
We eat
why-
things but we didn't have to eat. It was the Indians that told us, don't stop eating those fruits, stop eating those plants. Every day you got
Yeah.
my stomach.
Yes,
It's because of those
that's
fruits, those plants, those...
right? The spirit, that's telling you.
Juka.
Juka.
Yo de Poek. Yo de Poek. Dat is wat jullie noemen, de Juka. Dat waren Joden. Begrijp je? Maar ze leefden in de slechtste omstandigheden. Als die hele boek. Maar het is Jews.
That's what I'm talking about. This are Israelites, but that's what the Bible telling you about. You have to know because the so-called white man teaching you lies. He don't tell you the truth. He don't want you to wake up. But you have to understand where the Indian come from because he's just telling you he was in Israel. They free. And they was in the boat for 100 years, 100.5 years. The boat, the Indian, they will row the boat from here, from where? Okay, from it close by Iran or something like that.
The
He
refuse
was
the
the
Euphrates.
river. The river. Okay, he could read it to you. But the river, from there, he make a boat and he go all the way down to Africa and then come down to South America. I mean, that's South America. Then all the Indians there. That's why they free. Before, it was nobody living in this land. In America, in the Caribbean, and South America, nobody lived here. The Indian first. And the white man will kill the Indian because he's taking the land.
Divide and rule.
Yeah.
Divide
Okay.
and rule.
Ze allemaal Spaans laten spreken. Zelfs dat ik zelf, voor ons kom uit Kaapverdi. We zijn naar Kaapverdi. Ze hebben ons Portugees laten spreken. Jullie praten Nederlands en Engels. Begrijp je? Die andere, die Haitianen praten weer Frans. Zie je? Dus second Ezra, chapter 13, verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But half of Levites, half. Yeah, they were there. The Levites is a high priest. They were there.
Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land. Hun eigen land was wat? Israël. In the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanasar, the king of Assyria, led away captive. And he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. Dus zo kwamen de Israëlieten in een ander land. Als je leest het boek van 2 Koningen, hoofdstuk 17, God was boos, maar God had deze volk had hij in 2 gesplitst. Vandaag gekend als de negers en de Latino's en Indianen, maar ze zijn één peoples. Begrijp je? Dus ze kwamen in een ander land. God had ze in gevangenschap gebracht in een ander land. And so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. Hoor je wat het zegt? Go forth into another country where never mankind dwelt. Dat is Amerika. Als je kijkt in geschiedenis, alles was bewoond. Afrika was bewoond, Europa, Azië, maar Amerika niet. Dus dat is waar het over praat. Dat is hoe de Indianen daar zijn gekomen. Hun zijn in werkelijkheid de Israëlieten. Het zegt, and go forth into a further country, that's America, where never mankind dwelt, that they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow passage of the river. Nee, ik ga je een kaart laten zien.
That's what they're talking about.
It says, and they entered into the Euphrates.
Do you have it there?
Ja, kaart, hè.
Okay, look at the
Dus waar het over praat, they entered into the Euphrates. Want eerst was die volk hier, toch?
Ja.
De 10 stammen van Israël.
Ja.
Maar de Syrische koning,
Dat was vroeger Jordanië.
juist, hij had ze genomen en hij bracht ze over de wateren en zo kwamen ze in een ander land. Maar dan staat er geschreven, they took this counsel among themselves to leave the multitude of the heathen. And they entered into the Euphrates. Wat is de Euphrates? Als je het opzoekt, de Eufraat is hier. Hier is de Eufraat.
Weet je,
de river.
Arabische Emiraten daar,
Juist.
toch?
Hier is de Eufraat. Wat deden die Indianen, die Israëlieten? Want eigenlijk waren ze allemaal donker. Maar wat gebeurde? Zijn voorouders gingen met andere volken. Begrijp je? Maar het maakt niet uit welke kleur je bent. Als jij van de lijn van je vader, van een blakke man is, ben je een blakke man. Zo is het. Begrijp je? Dus wat gebeurt daar? Ze zijn hier tussen gegaan. In de Eufraat zijn ze hier helemaal naar beneden gegaan. Maak ik die map wat groter. Zijn ze helemaal hier omheen gegaan. En zo zijn ze in de Amerika's gekomen. Maar die leugen wordt verteld.
for 100,5 years.
Juist, die leugen wordt verteld dat ze vanuit Azië kwamen, maar dat is niet zo. Ze kwamen vanuit de Eufraat, van het Midden-Oosten, zijn ze helemaal om de hoorn van Afrika gegaan. Onder Zuid-Afrika, zo zijn ze gekomen in Zuid-Amerika. Want het staat bekend dat die Indianen experts waren in het maken van boten. Wat laat zien dat de Bijbel over hun praat. Begrijp je? Nu ga ik terug, ik lees verder. It says, but they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might there keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into the Euphrates, the Euphraat, by the narrow passage of the river. For the Most High, dus God, whose ware naam is Yahweh, in de Hebreeuws, then showed signs for them. Dus hij liet hun tekenen zien. And held still the flood. Waarom? Je hebt verschillende currents daar. Begrijp je? And held still the flood till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go. Dat is Amerika. Namely of a year and a half. And the same region is called Arsareth. Then dwelt they, dus de Indianen, there until the latter time, and now when they shall begin to come.
Okay, but Asarat, which means for Hebrew, it means America. Yeah, but now you say mother time, say America. But this is after that.
Also,
Yeah.